You feel with your special someone, somehow it's not quite over yet. There's still something there, something more to come. There's no end in sight yet. But you ask yourself, am I right about this? Or is it just an illusion of mine? And that's the question I'd like to answer now. We'll look into the energy, see what it wants to tell you, and ask this question. And you know, my dears, we are working with the collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and the collective reading can't apply to everyone in the same way. But in any case, we're going to ask the question of whether your feeling about your special someone is right, if something is still happening there, or if you're completely mistaken. And I know you're doing the right thing by taking the puzzle piece that feels right for you. So let's take a look now. A very warm hello filled with love, and feel yourselves warmly embraced. Your comments are once again wonderfully beautiful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Again this morning, such a warm greeting from you all. It is simply so, so beautiful. And your wishes truly touch me every time, because this appreciation means so much to me and really touches my heart. You are wonderful. So let's take a look now at what's going on with your special someone. Whether your feeling is right, that there's still something there, it's not completely over yet. Something is still happening. And clarity is definitely guaranteed for you. And now let's take a closer look. All right. Now let's also draw a tendency card. So let's see. We have the Three of Wands. Yes. So regarding your special someone, what's going on there? It's already moving, which I also find very nice, into this sense of optimism. So it's also the case that they're still in this, should I go left or right phase, you know? But there is movement is coming in out of their inertia, out of their ignorance. Maybe they're still stuck in that. Maybe it's been like that the whole time. They've ignored you, been sluggish, haven't taken any action, and have always completely held back. Now it's about him being in this area, in this confidence. And especially this outlook, there's still something there. So he's observing, and there's already a bit of this forward looking, this exploring. He doesn't quite know exactly where to go yet, but we'll definitely get clarity on that. But in any case, he's like this. He's watching. It's this searching, this forward looking, this watching, you know. So I'd say, yes, he's observing something, and what or how exactly he's observing it. We'll take another look at that too. So what do we have? Well, we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is already a difficult phase. So there's this confusion. That's what it's about for this person of the heart. And there's also a bit of self-doubt, a difficult phase and a barrier. There are still inhibitions present. And there's something here that's definitely still holding him back. But it's still his own. There's this path, this maybe even a change in direction, which means that he's starting to notice his own desires, that he's put them aside and still isn't really looking at them. It's not like he's completely blinded or totally unable to perceive anything at all, because it's really just a gentle breeze, you know, nothing too serious. All of that can be removed again. And with that lightness, so to speak, he gains a bit of confidence. So there's definitely movement to be seen there. And then we also have the Three of Swords. So he has his inner conflict, right? His inner conflict. But with his inner conflict, it's also about, as we see here again, this new perspective, this change of view, this change of direction. So it all fits together really well again. And maybe it's also the case that he said something to you or wrote something that really affected you. Or you said something to him. That could also be the case. Because basically, I see him here, the situation he's in right now. He's not doing well. We see him here completely heartbroken, in general distress. And it's also about him forgiving himself, especially forgiveness towards you. Optimism is shown because here there's a complete split between his head and his heart. Definitely. And let's see if we can get some more clarity here, whether you're right, whether anything is going to change. All right, so let's take a look. Am I even on? Yes, I am. Mm. So now we have it again in double form, his or her insecurity. And here we have the insecurity. We have this nervousness, this restlessness. But I also see him very much lost in thought. So if you say, well, he's not really the thinking type, right now he's completely caught up in his or her thoughts. So that's a fact. And here too, we can clearly see a definite split. The activity that's being shown here, he has it very strongly in his thoughts because that's really how it is. He has you on his mind, and that unsettles him. Unsettled in the sense that he says, hey, wait a minute, something here isn't quite right. You know? Because in his thoughts, he really has the connection with you on course. And that's also what we saw earlier in the communication, and it's being shown here again. We have the communication and something here. Maybe he ended your relationship, made a cut, because I see a separation here. This could be a relationship between the two of you, that the relationship was ended, that contact was broken off, or simply go see Butch and gone and goodbye. So, and here you can clearly see this complete split regarding the whole situation, because basically the withdrawal, which is also very evident here, is making him completely sick. And we also clearly have the split between head and heart again. His head, his thoughts are like this outside perspective. It's all like, no, it has to be this way, this what he's used to and what he sees from the outside. If it's over, then it's over, right? And that's not possible. He messed up. Maybe he didn't fully accept your trust so that you could completely trust him. He didn't show it to you. He kept withdrawing a little further each time, always keeping things secret, maybe even keeping his contact with you a secret. And that's his issue. That's what he's always seen out there, what he's familiar with. This, wow, this need to see things in black and white. And if it fits, then it's fine. This black and white thinking. But it was never on that level, because I see you here as a very strong, heartfelt person. And he never reached that level. He always needed everything to be black and white in writing and kept turning everything into a secret. And I can see that one or the other person also kept their contact or relationship with you secret in certain ways. Maybe didn't fully stand by you, just kept in contact with you. There was a certain radius and he stuck to it. And he never stepped out of this comfort zone. It was always this reserved secrecy. Let's see, I don't know. He lacked confidence in himself because he wasn't sure of himself at all. That has nothing to do with you. With him, I also see that your love was so strong, this affection, that he was overwhelmed by eat overrun, couldn't fully process it. And there it was. Wow, a stress factor. But basically, this is now a split between head and heart, between mind and feelings. It's definitely because his thoughts are spinning here, going around, and won't let him go, that he still feels the connection with you. The break, his withdrawal, wasn't right because his happiness is also completely limited for himself here. I see the limitation of his happiness. I see difficulties here. He can't come to terms with it. He can't come to terms with them. Hold on, let me start over again, okay? He can't come to terms with his current situation. That's the withdrawal we're talking about here, because he still feels your presence. He feels that you are there. For him, it's definitely not over. So what you're feeling is definitely right, because you still sense the affection, but you're also very unsure whether anything can still happen, especially whether things could ever become stable again. And when it comes to, say, meeting up now, right? You tell yourself how nice it would be to just meet up again, either at his place or at your place. And there's this uncertainty. because maybe he never really let you come to his place, always visited you, or your meetings were always somewhere in public. That could be the case, but it doesn't have to be. But what's definitely on your mind is, will there ever be, or will there ever again be, a personal meeting? This sense of togetherness, this being together, a connection, even in the home environment, spending the night together. You want that stability. That is your longing and your hope. But you're not sure whether a connection can ever happen again or happen at all. And so you're very, very thoughtful about it. You're not sure because he never really gave you complete security. But I can tell you, your special someone is completely unsure of himself, unsure about the decision he made to cut off the connection, to end contact, to withdraw, or sometimes he shows up a little, then bam, he's gone again. Immediate withdrawal, It's all very spontaneous, very quick. As soon as he's there, he's gone again. As soon as he's there, he's gone. That's how it goes the whole time. Because I keep seeing this pattern repeating here. And the situation is also really stressing him out because he's honestly like, wow, moments of happiness, just thinking about you. Hey, this is amazing. It fits, right? But then his mind kicks in and says, no, if it's over, then it's over. And I've now made this decision and that's how it's going to be. Yeah. But then the mind, the ego says, I'm giving everything I've got, but the heart is even stronger here. And I can't fight against that. And then the heart says, here I am. Look right here. See what kind of power I have, what kind of strength I possess. And I'm showing you everything here. I'm giving you the full force, pouring it all in and showing you who the heart belongs to. And there you are. And he's still uncertain. He's completely caught up in this split as well. But according to this reading, it's all going to be resolved, this break, this ending. And here we have the transformation, the change. He's still uncertain. Uncertain about how determinedly he can approach you and how intensely and how he should best go about it. Because here we have the ego again, saying, oh no, I can't just give in here. What's this nonsense now? But I'll be completely honest with you. From what I see in this reading, the big picture, he can't hold back this withdrawal any longer. He knows that maybe you couldn't fully trust him because he kept it a secret. He struggled a bit when it came to trust. Normally he can trust you 1,000%. Absolutely. Because you know whom you love, who you want to be there for. And you gave everything, your care. You were solution oriented and you still are. But with some things, I also see that maybe you held yourself back a bit too much here and made yourself too small. And that's what he can't fully understand. Because in the end, he needs stability and security. I see him as very insecure here. And his self-confidence is a bit shaky. But that's what he showed you differently on the outside. You might have had the impression, wow, how confident he is. And he really has everything under control. And, that can be so overwhelming, this getting to know each other, this contact, this whole experience is totally overwhelming and makes you think, wow, I definitely don't want to lose this person. This is something so special that I get to experience here. And it was different because it was unlike anything you knew before, because you immediately felt this closeness, this sense of family, this solidity with your soulmate. And that's exactly it. He truly needs that stability from you. And he felt exactly the same way. You two are completely mirroring each other in this, but you're also mirroring each other in your insecurity, both of you. He's insecure, you're insecure. That doesn't mean you don't know what you want. Do you want him? It's just that your self-confidence and the way you've sometimes made yourself a bit small, or being too understanding, or sometimes not entirely. I have to kind of summarize all of this a bit more broadly. We're talking about the collective here, that you never really stood up for your opinion completely. And that's where I feel like there's a bit of a lack of balance here. But the balance is coming in fully between the two of you, because here I see harmony, I see a new beginning, a fresh start. And what you feel, this closeness, this connection, there's something there. It's real, it's stable, it's solid. I definitely see that here. You can feel it. You're not completely 100% sure yet because you can't quite figure him out. Interestingly, he's also not 100% sure because he can't fully figure you out whether you even still want this. But to the question of whether your feeling is still right, that things aren't over yet between the two of you, that something can still develop, that there's still something there. I can tell you from this collective reading, there's definitely something there and it's not over yet. This ending, it's really just like a pause. It's just a snapshot of the moment. But the bigger picture that's being shown is that it's about leaving behind safety and moving toward wish fulfillment. The determination from both of you, because both of you have the goal of letting the connection arise again between you. Now let's take a look at what tendencies we see here. So we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Your beloved. Here we have this loving approach. So it doesn't matter either you to him or he to you, because I actually see both of you as being quite similar. It's like this. The emotional side is getting stronger in your beloved, the feelings toward you. It's moving out of stagnation, out of doubt. And maybe your beloved is also getting a bit of support here, no matter how. It could be that he sees a couple outside, kissing, going to the movies together, going to the spa, or just doing something together. And that might be the push he needs to get into action. Or maybe it's something in the family, brother, sister, whatever. Someone is getting into a relationship, right? Or getting married. That could be the sign. But it could also be that he just, sees something on the internet, or wedding rings or something, or watches a movie and then the two fall in love. A little hint like that, and that's the support he's also receiving. And the two of you will come together lovingly because you share such a deep, intense soul connection. There will be reconciliation and healing. And this is the direction your beloved is taking towards the heart. The split between head and heart wins, definitely. He takes the lead because it's it's the strongest force, the greatest power there is. And that's when he fully opens his heart. So for some of you, you can even expect a declaration of love here because I see it here in two forms that you'll be told, feel, see, or sense this love. Because here, once again, I see the complete union between the two of you. So what else do we have? The lovers. How beautiful. And with the lovers, it's like this. Everything that has come between you, whether it's another person, people from outside, family, friends, whatever it may be, situation is completely turning his back on all of that and looking at you because the union between the two of you is here. And the lovers also say the heart will decide, and the heart has decided. Love triumphs. And here, no matter what has happened between you in the past, don't dwell on what was, but make a cut for yourself as well and focus on what you want. That is extremely important. And here with the lovers, it's about standing by each other. No matter what happened, as I said, the relationship, the connection between the two of you, this radius, the circle I mentioned earlier, now it means that we have a complete transformation, a turning point, that he or she will fully stand by you, and regarding the connection between you two, will stand by it, because he too will make a decision from the heart. His heart will decide, because he also feels an irresistible attraction to you, just as you do to him. And it's like this. Maybe he's still attached, but he is now entering this phase. He's now completely in the state of not being attached. No matter what, as I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship. He could be bound by behavioral patterns, entanglements, habits, and so on. And he's completely breaking free from that now. Wow, my dears, what a beautiful reading. And I can tell you with absolute certainty in this reading, you are absolutely right if you feel that it's not over yet between the two of you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.